Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now, we were previously told that Tyson Fury will definitely fight this year, whether it's Deontay Wilder or someone else. That fight is going to happen, obviously Tyson Fury and whoever that may be, whether it be Deontay Wilder or another opponent, but it won't be Dillian Whyte. Now, previously we were led to believe that if Tyson Fury fights Deontay Wilder, then he will fight Dillian Whyte after because he has to, because that's his mandatory. If Deontay Wilder does not want it, then Dillian Whyte will get his opportunity because obviously that means that Deontay Wilder is no longer tying Tyson Fury up with that third fight deal, meaning Dillian Whyte is mandatory, so that means he must have his opportunity at Tyson Fury. Now though, it seems like Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight Dillian Whyte. He wants to go straight for Anthony Joshua. If he cannot fight Deontay Wilder, and if he does fight Deontay Wilder, then it will be Anthony Joshua next. Frank Warren explained that he ain't fighting Dillian Whyte, and the fight everyone wants to see is Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, whether there is the WBC belt on the line or not. So is Tyson Fury considering maybe vacating that belt? Maybe he's pressuring the WBC to maybe make him franchise champion, meaning that it would kind of still be undisputed, although there would be a WBC champion in Dillian Whyte. I'm guessing they would just upgrade Dillian Whyte to WBC World Champion because he is interim champion at the moment. I mean, if they have to make him fight for a vacant title, then that's not right because, well, I suppose it could be because then Dillian Whyte does get that and the new. He wants that. He wants that in the ring. He wants that moment. That's what all the fighters wait for. So maybe Dillian Whyte won't want to be just upgraded to world champion all of a sudden overnight, like Devin Haney was. Obviously, there was a big kerfuffle situation with that, like Devin Haney's world champion. Then all of a sudden, Luke Campbell is fighting for the vacant title. Then, like, there's Ryan Garcia as well. That was in the lightweight division. And there was a lot of back and forth. And we didn't really know, as fans, what they were doing. It just got so complicated. And I don't know what is going to happen with this situation between Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury. I'm guessing Dillian Whyte isn't fighting Tyson Fury because if Tyson Fury doesn't want to, he will happily vacate. It's not about the belts for Tyson Fury. He wants the big fights, the ones that get him motivated. Now, Dillian Whyte is a big fight for Tyson Fury. It's a good fight as well. A brilliant fight for the fans. But I don't think that at this stage, Tyson Fury wants to be in fights he's not bothered about. He is bothered about Deontay Wilder. He is bothered about Anthony Joshua. But I think that Dillian Whyte is a tougher fight than Deontay Wilder for Tyson Fury because I think he's better. I mean, Deontay Wilder has that one big punch. Dillian Whyte has many other things that he can do in the ring. And let's get it right. I don't think that Tyson Fury is scared of Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte definitely isn't scared of Tyson Fury. But I just think that since this back and forth between Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury's just thought, I'm not giving him an opportunity. If he's going to talk to me like that and disrespect me on social media, then I'm not going to give him the opportunity. It's not like I want to get him in the ring and punish him for what he said. Tyson Fury is going to punish him by not giving him the fight. So he wants Anthony Joshua after Deontay Wilder. If he does not fight Deontay Wilder in December, which is the date that they should be fighting, then I'm guessing he's going to try and get someone else. And I'm guessing it won't be Dillian Whyte. Although we were previously led to believe that it would be, like I said, that's his mandatory. So if he cannot get Deontay Wilder in the ring, then it should be Dillian Whyte. Which seems kind of strange because if Deontay Wilder does not want that third trilogy fight with Tyson Fury, or if he wants to wait and say, okay, you go and fight Anthony Joshua or Dillian Whyte, I'll wait and fight the winner of those fights, provided I get the opportunity, I don't mind waiting. So what's he going to do? Say no to Dillian Whyte, and then he's going to fight Anthony Joshua because they said that's the fight they want after Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. So say Deontay Wilder does not want to fight in December. Anthony Joshua cannot fight in December because he's fighting in December against Kubrat Pulev. So if they're planning on getting someone else, provided Deontay Wilder pulls out, then it must be Dillian Whyte. That's the only other logical person they can get in the ring with Tyson Fury. Now, that set of circumstances relies heavily on Deontay Wilder not fighting Tyson Fury, which I think he will. I think that Deontay Wilder will definitely take his opportunity to fight Tyson Fury, but still, Dillian Whyte must have his opportunity at whatever version of the WBC World title in early 2021. But judging by what Frank Warren has said and judging by what Tyson Fury has said in the past, we won't be seeing Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte. The belts seem to be being made redundant in this road to Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, because that is the fight that they believe they are going to be having after their next respected fights. The interesting thing was, when there was that meeting between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury in Marbella, Tyson Fury said to Anthony Joshua, "You better beat Kubrat Pulev, make sure you win that fight, then I'll see you next year." Anthony Joshua then said to Tyson Fury, "Make sure you beat Deontay Wilder." Tyson Fury asked about Alexander Usyk. AJ explained that Usyk is not a problem, provided those two fight. So maybe they're going to chuck the WBO belt away. Maybe they're going to chuck the WBC belt away if they have to, so that they can make undisputed. It wouldn't be undisputed, but we would know who is number one. The belts not being on the line obviously takes away a little bit, but it doesn't take away everything. The fight is what matters, not the belts. The fighters and the fights, the history, that's what makes the belts, not the other way around. So going off that encounter between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, we are being led to believe that it's one fight each, then undisputed, or whatever we want to call it, the battle for number one. If all belts are not on the line, it's still kind of undisputed because it is the battle for number one, but perhaps all of the belts will not be on the line. Perhaps that cannot happen. Maybe there are just too many governing bodies now, with too many different rules to make undisputed happen, to bring all of those belts together in the heavyweight division and make it happen for number one. They did explain that there was going to be two fights in 2021 between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. I did not know how that could happen because obviously you have Anthony Joshua fighting Kubrat Pulev in December, Tyson Fury fighting Deontay Wilder in December also, hopefully. Then you have Tyson Fury taking on his WBC mandatory, provided he beats Deontay Wilder in the early stages of 2021, which would be against Dillian Whyte. Then Eddie Hearn explained Anthony Joshua, if he fights in December, will not fight until June or July. If that is against Alexander Usyk, there is not going to be two undisputed fights in 2021. So I'm guessing that June or July date is being reserved for a Tyson Fury fight, meaning that there's one fight for Tyson Fury, one fight for Anthony Joshua, Kubrat Pulev for AJ, Deontay Wilder for Tyson Fury. Then they're going to have undisputed and fight one another in 2021, regardless of what belts are on the line. So guys, anyway, what are your thoughts on this? There could be an undisputed fight without all of the belts on the line between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Maybe that is the only way they can do it. But it seems like Tyson Fury is not going to be fighting Dillian Whyte. Maybe that also means that Anthony Joshua is not fighting Alexander Usyk. Perhaps it's one fight each, then undisputed. And I guess we cannot argue with that, because we do want to see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. And as I said, maybe all of the belts means too much politics for this fight to be made. Maybe they're just going to take a stand and say that we want the best fights, regardless of what the belts and the governing bodies have to say about it. Will the WBC want to strip Tyson Fury? Will the WBO want to strip Anthony Joshua? Because this does put the WBC in a difficult position. They have to give Dillian Whyte his opportunity. He's been mandatory or number one for 1,000 days. That's too long. His world title shot is long overdue. They cannot put it back again. So the WBC have to give him his shot, or whether they just make Tyson Fury franchise champion and make sure that Dillian Whyte is a legitimate world champion. No longer interim, upgrade him to WBC world champion. Don't know if Dillian Whyte will be happy about that, because he does want to fight Tyson Fury. He wants the big fights as well. It's not all about the belts for him. He wants the big fights. Look at his resume and you will believe that. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.